the mantra's always been like, everyone's like adapt and thrive, and Erin will tell you we're like, nope, we adapt and adapt.
With all the little boys and girls, like, just know that there is a place for them, like there is a home for them. We just take out our hearing aids and then we just kind of just go play and just fully feel free.
The biggest difference in deaf soccer is there's problems. I mean, hey, Loudy Foudy, you try solving a problem.
I would be screwed.
Just move on. They're never going to get it. And then the interpreter says, just move on. You're never, and I'm like, shut up.
Attention. The party is about to commence.
Welcome to the party.
What's up, party people? I'm Julie Foudy.
And I am Abby Wambach. Hey, Jules.
I love how you say that. Abs,
how are you?
You've got some exciting news you should share. I think you should tell the party people. This is really cool.
Yeah. Okay, so a couple of years ago, we got a call from our friend Tig Notaro, and comedian. She's so funny. We actually saw her perform last night at her holiday show.
Aww.
And she said, because she understood and knew that we were friends with Andrea Gibson, the poet laureate of Colorado, and Tig proposed to us to potentially do a doc to follow Andrea. Now, Andrea was diagnosed with incurable cancer, and the process by which they went through their diagnosis and their treatment was different than I think the way a lot of people do. And so Glennon and I decided, let's figure out how to do this. So we figured out how to do it. Tig found these incredible director-producer dynamic duo, Ryan White and Jessica Hargraves. And then we, Glennon and I and Tig, just reached out to all of our friends and was like, hey, would you guys want to be a part of this? So over the last couple of years, we had this film crew, and Andrea and Meg Falley is Andrea's wife, and they let the film crew into their lives for the whole year prior to Andrea passing away this last July. And this is what you would think is the story of how they passed and how they died, but really it's a story of how they lived. And it's just so beautiful. It's called Come See Me in the Good Light. You can stream it on Apple TV right now, and it actually just got shortlisted for an Oscar last week. And so our little crew, we've just been like,
Shortlisted for an Oscar.
Yeah,
It's such a beautifully shot and done film. I told you I cried for an hour and 40 minutes. It was so well done.
And the thing about this movie is every single person who wanted to be a part of it, when we asked, it was like, hell yes, like this, because with the world being the world and feeling so out of control, we wanted, this was a time that we could focus our creative endeavor and energy on this thing. And with all of us just bringing all of our yes energy and love energy, it just is like this, I don't know, it's the most fulfilling creative project I've ever worked on. And I've met some incredible human beings. So
Congratulations.
we're really, really proud and excited. And you know me, I like awards. For whatever reason, I was the kind of person born that give me a trophy, get me on an awards list, and I'm a happy camper.
Competitor in you.
Yeah, well, actually, one of the first meetings, I said to the director, Ryan White, I said, so how do we win? How do you win at documentary filmmaking?
Yeah.
And he's like, what do you mean?
He's like,
artists,
here come these athletes. Damn them.
Yeah, artists don't think this way. I'm like, well, what's the best award show that we could get to? And he's like, well, look, I mean, Sundance would be, if we could get into Sundance, but Abby, that is so hard to do. You don't understand how hard it is to get into Sundance. And I'm like, we're getting into Sundance. And he was like trying to temper everybody's like, hope.
And you did.
And I was like, no, we're getting into Sundance. And then we got into Sundance. And I was like, I told you, I knew this was going to happen. So we're really, really excited. And who knows if we get nominated. The nominations will come out, I think, in mid-January. So there's like more promotion and campaigning that the director and Meg Fally, Andrea Gibson's wife, will be going and continuing to go on for the next couple of weeks until those final nominations come out. But we're fucking pumped, is what I'm saying.
It's such a great story.
Yeah.
Go check it out, party people. Come see me in the Good Light. It's on Apple TV. It's now shortlisted for an Oscar. Let's go, Abigail.
What if I won an Oscar? What if I was Oscar nominated? Who would have thought that? Not this guy. What?
All right. Well, coming up, we also are going to be talking to the greatest team you've probably never heard of. But before we get to that, let's get this party started with the highlights and headlines you'll want to celebrate this week in women's sports. Our party starter is brought to you by Ally, the bank that is your ally. Okay, first off, Abs, I know you were watching it too. NCAA Women's Volleyball National Championship. Holy heck. Can we just talk about Texas A&M? They just rolled over every single... They were like the biggest giant killer out there. We'll go back. Round of 16. I'm going back first. Right? Texas A&M reverse sweeps. So they lost the first two sets against Louisville, the number 2 seed, and they then win the next 3 to beat Louisville in 5 in the round of 16. Elite 8.
What?
They take and they defeat in 5 sets undefeated number 1 Nebraska. We had Danny Busboom Kelly on the pod talking about their season. I mean, this is a team in Nebraska who they had lost 1 set in all of Big Ten. Yep. And Texas A&M comes in and beats them in the Elite 8. I mean, they had one game.
But that game.
Fourth set went 37-35. Nebraska
I got my wife, Glennon, to watch that game, y'all. And we are now avid volleyball fans. Like, seriously, it was that game that sold my wife into wanting to become an investor in the Love Beat San Francisco team. Seriously, that Nebraska versus Texas A&M game. She was like, I didn't know this could be so exciting. This is so exciting. And you want to know what Glennon loves about volleyball? She said, you want to know what I love about volleyball? Yeah. There's no contact between the teams. There's a net that's separating.
Broken. No injuries.
No injuries. I mean, maybe a stepped foot, a turned ankle, but like, there's no contact. It's so good.
Nebraska went 37. They beat A&M in the fourth set. 37-35 to force it to a 5th set, and then lost 15-13 in that 5th set. So and then
P.S. This was in Nebraska.
Yeah,
this was at Nebraska's house. And if you know anything about Nebraska women's volleyball, they're very serious there. Yeah. Their home crowd, it's been sold out there for over I think 20 years or something.
Yeah. So
come on.
And then they rolled into the Final Four, their first ever Final Four. Texas A&M, never been to the Final Four, and beat Pitt in a sweep. And this was their 5th consecutive Final Four for Pitt. So then they roll into the final against Kentucky, and they sweep Kentucky as well after being down 7 points in that first set. I don't know what it was, but they had 9 seniors. They just kept talking about, why not us? We've been together. We've built this program up. Their coach Jamie Morrison won Coach of the Year. So it's really
you got to go back, folks, and listen to some of Jamie Morrison's pregame speeches to the girls. So good. So good. Yep.
And his demeanor on the sideline, so calm, smiling. Like, you could see it in the way they played. They had this calmness and confidence to them that was so fun to watch. Like, hey, we haven't been here before, but we why not us? We can do this. It was
They
great.
loved each other. You could tell that they've
Yeah.
been together for a lot of years, and all these seniors, and I'm just so happy for them.
And this match ran on ABC, and we don't have the numbers out yet, but it's going to crush it because,
Yep.
and it was even going up against football, but it'll still crush it because the Nebraska-Texas A&M game, which was also on ABC, drew over 1 million viewers, 1.2, one of the most watched women's volleyball matches ever. And ESPN has reported that their 2025 regular season was the most watched ever, with a 36 increase in viewership from the 24 season. And
so
I love
good.
them putting it on the big mama and ABC. So, okay, that was volleyball.
So good.
I loved it.
All right. So our second party starter here is the WNBA, the strike news. Jules, did you see that over the weekend?
I did.
Okay, so the WNBA Players Association, they have voted to authorize a strike when necessary, as they continue their CBA talks. So this is an exciting time. 93% of eligible players were participating in the voting, while 98% in favor of giving union leaders the authority to call a work stoppage. I love this because this is a signal from the players that says we're not effing around. We mean business, and if that does mean that we do have to go on strike, we will.
It's not saying we're going on strike. It's just saying if we need to. 98% of us are all in on saying yes. So the Players Association says we will do
and
that if necessary.
Exactly. This is not them going on a strike. This is just authorizing the union leadership to pull that lever if they need to over the holidays. And also, if you haven't watched we had NECA on last week discussing all that's happening. So give it a listen if you haven't.
Yeah.
And I think what's important is, as we continue to report on this, I do love, NECA and her ability to think critically and to be positive. Like, it was just such a fresh breath of air to talk to somebody that really thinks that there is going to be a deal that gets done eventually. Now, that doesn't mean that they won't have to go on strike, or they might have to go on strike, but it's very exciting to know that these players are standing up for what they believe, which leads us to the third party starter, Jules, and I have something to say that relates to this, so go ahead.
Okay, so Forbes released its most valuable women's sports teams rankings. And it was fascinating. It was the top 25. And the top 5 are all WNBA teams, all valued at $300 million or more. And in the top spot, drum roll please, it goes to New York Liberty, which came in at $400 million, its valuation. Indiana Fever, number 2, $370 million. We're going to have all this in the show notes. Seattle Storm came in at number 3. Number 4 was Las Vegas Aces, and number 5, Phoenix Mercury at 300. So you've got all 300 and above. Phoenix Mercury was the 5th one at 300. The next 5 spots went to all women's soccer clubs. And the top women's soccer club in spot number 6 was Abigail.
Angel City.
Angel City. That's right. Angel City came in at $280 million, and then Kansas City Current. And then you had 3 teams from Europe, Arsenal, Barcelona, and Chelsea come in for the 8th, 9th, and 10th spot. And it was super interesting because all 25 teams are either women's basketball or women's soccer teams. There were only 5 teams from outside the United States, and all of them were soccer teams. So Arsenal, Chelsea, Barcelona, I just mentioned those 3. Also Man United and Real Madrid made that top 25. Forbes pointed out that the teams across the pond are growing for sure, but there's some uncertainty because financials are often opaque due to ties with the men's clubs. Many lack dedicated facilities for the women's teams, as we know, and the media rights markets are weaker than the United States.
It's hard to separate those financials in a way. There's a story to be told when you look at the list. The story is the WNBA has been here longer, right? And so these teams have had longer time to establish themselves in these markets. And then you have the NWSL, right? And if you look at viewership, if you look at TV rights deals, you will see, I think, a direct connection. And I think that that's what the Forbes article was talking about,
Right.
is with those European teams, there's less media rights deals and people, it's harder for people to actually see those games on television. So it'll be interesting to see how this list changes over the years. And one of the things I want to talk about too is I saw this post the other day about 10 of the top 15 female athletes, like the highest paid women athletes, are tennis players. And I wonder what that's about, right? I think it's because of our dear friend and co-host Billie Jean King having put her foot down, getting those players together and starting their league, right? So that they could get better pay.
Well, equal pay for all their prize monies for their U.S.
Exactly.
Open, Wimbledon.
So it's like this stuff actually does matter. And I understand time is an important quantifier in terms of this stuff, but I think that this list is so fascinating. There's so many stories to be told just by looking at this list. You know?
And if you just look at Las Vegas Aces, purchased for $2 million in 2021.
Oh my God!
Now valued at $310 million.
Can you imagine being MGM? Because I think they're the ones that sold it to Davis.
Angel City came in to NWSL again in 2020 at $2 million. And as we know, it's now valued, as we saw, at $280 million.
Yeah.
So there is some even the expansion fees, right? They reflect this frenzy. $165 million for the new NWSL team in Atlanta. Just to get in, $165 million. $250 million for upcoming WNBA franchises in Cleveland, Detroit, and Philadelphia. So all signs of the growth of women's sports, and we love to see it. That is your party starter. And thanks to Ally for sponsoring this segment. As we know, Ally is more than a bank, and their do-it-right approach helps customers unlock their economic potential and guides their efforts as a leading sponsor in women's sports. And just like us, Ally believes that when women in sports win, we all have a reason to party. Ally Bank, member FDIC.
Okay, Jules, so here's the thing that nobody tells you when you start a business like we have. They say, do it yourself. Everything turns out great. But here's the thing. Doing it yourself means doing everything yourself. And it's hard and unsustainable, which is why QuickBooks has become literally a game changer for people like us. QuickBooks gives you an actual team, AI agents, and trusted experts. So doing it yourself no longer means doing it alone. And I love that because it really does feel like finally getting the support that you assumed everyone else has except you. The customer agent that finds leads, follows up, and helps you bring in more sales. The accounting agent that automates and categorizes transactions and preps your books for tax time without you losing an entire weekend. And the best part, Jules, is that everything works together, all in one, connected data, accurate books, real insight. Jules, you're not just juggling 8 different tools and guessing, you're actually making informed decisions with confidence. And if you are like me, I was not trained in finance. I played soccer.
Yes,
right?
Ditto.
QuickBooks, it saves my life. I swear. It's like every time we have to file taxes, I'm like, thank God for this service, because I would have absolutely no idea. Outdo it with Intuit QuickBooks. Learn more about Intuit QuickBooks at quickbooks.com. This episode is brought to you by our friends at Shipt. Thanks for sponsoring the pod, y'all. Shipt makes the holiday season more joyful by helping you save time with same-day delivery on everything you need. Groceries, decor, gifts, and so much more. From your
Love
favorite
this.
local and national stores like Albertsons, Michael's, Target, and PetSmart. Great stores. I
Yeah.
love that Shipped starts with groceries because let's be honest, no matter how many lists I make, there's
Yeah.
always something
Yeah.
I forget
Which
every
is the
single
worst.
time. And
Yeah.
it's not just groceries. Okay. Shipped, it's just making gifting and hosting easy, easy, easy. No matter how many kids or what size army is trampling through your home this year. Plus, members get $0 delivery fees on orders over $35, and they offer same-day delivery. So I'm not spending my special family time in checkout lines. Like,
Yeah.
you're not either, Jules, right?
Hallelujah. Yeah.
Yeah. So save even more during the holidays with Ship's exclusive saving event, Season of Savings, happening from November 16th through December 28th. Shop tons of deals, including member-exclusive savings all season long. Terms apply, and download that app or order now at shipped.com. That's SHIPT.com.
We have three incredible guests with us. Amy Griffin, Joy Fawcett, and Erin Cembrale from the U.S. Women's Deaf National Team, a team I have been, full disclosure, a total groupie of for a very long time.
Every single time you're like, have you heard about the deaf women, the deaf women's Olympic team? They're incredible. She's like giving
Can we talk about the
constant
Deaf Women's National Team? Can we-
play-by-play updates. I'm like, this is amazing. It's so good. But Julie, yes, you are obsessed. Keep going.
I am. I love them so much. And if you don't know their story, party people, buckle up. This is the most dominant U.S. soccer team you've probably never heard of. And since they began play 20 years ago, they've gotten 44 wins, 0 losses,
0.
and 1 draw. Yeah. In 20 years, 44 wins, 0 losses, 1 draw. They've won 5 Deaflympics gold medals, 3 World Cup titles, 8 major international championships, and they just stormed through the latest Deaflympics undefeated and unscored upon, outscoring opponents 35-0. Amy Griffin and Joy Fawcett have been central to building this dynasty since 2016. They've been shaping the culture, the identity, and the standard that makes this program unlike anything else in the sport. I got to play with both of them. They're teammates on the 1991 U.S. Women's National Team, in which we won a World Cup. And Abby played with Joy as well. Joy is also a Hall of Famer and a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. So when we talk about legends building and guiding the program, we mean it. Erin Cembrale represents the next wave of leaders carrying that legacy forward. But what makes this team so amazing isn't just the winning, it's that they've built all of this while fighting for visibility, for resources, for recognition, for every single inch. And their connection and their pride come from having to earn everything that they've achieved. They've turned that fight into one of the most inspiring success stories in our sport. Erin, Amy, and Joy, welcome to the party!
Let's go! Welcome to the party!
Let's go.
Oh my
Oh my
God.
gosh. Fresh off of your 5th straight Deaflympics gold medal. How was it, Erin?
It was really fun. I had a really great time with everyone. I'm super grateful for Japan for hosting this tournament and everything.
Yeah.
The experience there at the J Village was amazing. All the teams there. It was really great to see everybody again after Brazil, because with the Deaflympics, we were able to see all the teams. And we got to go to the closing ceremony too, which is really fun. And we get to like talk to all of them and just like see how their experience was. So I really had a great experience and I'm really thankful for it.
I would love our listeners to understand what the Deaflympics are. Can you give our listeners like what I think a lot of them will understand, but I want you to describe what it is to our listeners.
So with the Deaflympics, we have all the sports. We have like basketball, volleyball, swimming, soccer, and it's just a way for everybody to just have a chance to fight for a medal and everything. But I kind of look at it as like more opportunity to communicate with other teams in a way. Like we have like our community with everybody. Like we get to see everybody without JVille, be able to see other teams, talk to them, like how their experience was as well. And just for and you get to like go see other games that we don't really get to see as well. Like we can go watch basketball play, go support the women's and the men's national team play, and just we got to go see the men's team play too, which was really fun. Was going to their historic tournament, which was really great to be there and experience with them because we're all super proud of them.
Is the men's team as good as the women's team?
They're not as good as the women's team, but this last tournament, you could tell the last couple of years, and I'm sure it's new staff, some new players, some new growth, the awareness that I think was led by the women's team, the awareness of deaf soccer in the United States, and U.S. Soccer's help they dramatically improved and had much more success than they ever have in the past. And I think that culture that, again, people like the staff fights to be on this team, like the U.S. Soccer staff, because they're like, all we hear about is the culture. So, and I have to say, just from an outsider looking in on the deaf community, the best part about the Deaflympics is there's so many deaf athletes, and referees are deaf, and organizing committees are deaf. So the athletes get to live in a deaf world. And it's probably the only time they ever get to do it. So, and it's not for a weekend; it's for 3 weeks where they get to be 100% authentic without having to try to fit into a hearing world. So it's really cool to watch.
What brought you all to want to coach this team? It's so cool.
Someone asked me. I have a cousin whose son became deaf. He had spinal meningitis, and his fever was so high that he lost his hearing. And I was in college, and I took one deaf class that just happened to be the same time we were on the national team, and I loved the sign language class. And for some odd reason, I bought another paperback book and gave it to Joy when we were on the road. I don't know why. I still don't know why.
Amy came to me one day and said, "Hey, you want to coach the deaf women's soccer team with me?" And I was like, sure. Like, I did not even think about it or what we were getting ourselves into. I had no clue. And I'm like, yeah, we get to hang out more? Sure, why not? Let's do it. And wow, it's been a huge journey and learning experience. And if it weren't for these players, I probably would not have done it because they were so kind and welcoming when we first arrived. Because if it were any different, and I would have been scared shitless and would have left and ran fast. But they were so nice, and they were willing to teach, and it was awesome. And
I mean, we were so bad.
Yeah.
We were so bad. Like,
I mean,
their story will be like they're never coming back, and our story was like they're never going to want us back. The first camp was so bad.
I go back to remembering how hard it was for you all to even get recognition with U.S. Soccer and get into the system. Joy and Amy, because I think this is probably before Erin's time, tell us about what that was like and why it was so difficult. Give some perspective.
When I took the job, when I offered to volunteer, and it was just to get through the Deaf World Championship, I was like, what do you need from us? And they said, well, we need funding. We have none. We pay for our own camps. And they're like, we need awareness. They said, there's no deaf players. No one knows. They said, nobody's ever heard of us. And I was like, thought that was sort of funny. I was like, well, duh, And so that's where it started. And it literally, the first email kind of was, bring a light and a dark T-shirt and your own ball. That's kind of how far this team has come.
Wow.
And you have to credit Joy and I get so much credit for the players and the culture. Our privilege was trying to keep it alive. And just to give you an idea, Australia used to be funded. And then when their funding dropped, their team stopped playing. This team was never funded. And they were like, let's just find a way to keep going. It was the players. Let's find a coach. Let's raise some money. Let's sell T-shirts. We had national team players wearing the T-shirts we were selling. Yeah. The players, Sydney, sent thank you notes to everybody that bought a shirt. And the funny part was,
I bought one.
You
were screen printing.
Yes,
you were screen printing.
At
your house.
Yes, and so was our athletic trainer. And the funny part was the story still lives on that somehow when Mia ordered a shirt, it said that Ham had ordered a shirt. So she wrote a thank you letter to Ham, and then someone's like, that's Mia Ham, and she was like, oh my God, right? And so,
Hey, Ham.
yeah. So
One
we
M.
started. Yeah, we started with, hey, show up at this field, and we used fields that people donated, and we said, here's your flight, and we put a lot of it on our credit cards so that people would commit, because we had heard on the men's side that it was just like, here's the field and show up, and last minute people were like, I can't afford to come, and wouldn't come. So we were like, you're staying together in this hotel. We trained at a dairy farm in Michigan once, yeah, we just found a way. And that's like, these players do hard well. And I know you guys always talk about resiliency and that, life isn't supposed to be easy, but they do hard so well that imagine how much fun it is when things actually do work out. They don't expect anything to work. They go in to every situation with a solution just in case it doesn't work out. So the mantra's always been like, everyone's like, adapt and thrive. And Erin will tell you, we're like, nope, we adapt and adapt. And adapt. Like we're never really thriving.
And keep adapting.
Yeah. And so it was the players that kept showing up and kept training on their own, just like you guys, like we had to in 91. Like we had 2 camps a year. So what you did the other 350 days was the important stuff. And through that, the players kept reaching. We do a free clinic for deaf and hard of hearing kids every single camp. I mean, to the point where I'd say, you guys, we only have 4 days of train and we got to go win something. We're not doing this. And they're like, we're not coming if you're not doing it, because they've all been that kid. So it's all grassroots. It's all them.
For the clinics that they were doing, because you were saying, we don't have time. And they were like, yes, we do.
Yeah. They're like, we're doing a clinic.
Yeah.
It's like you built it brick by brick, really, of, okay, now and I can remember going back, a decade or longer. I was actually looking through emails and like how it was always the players reaching out saying, hey, we really appreciate your support, and this is our next step, and this is what we're trying for, and this is the recognition we need for U.S. soccer, and like so engaged. And that's what I think about when I think about our 91 team as well. Like, you had to, or else it wasn't going to happen. And that's the thing. Erin, what does that come from?
I think that we just really want everyone's support, because like everyone says, like we are the greatest team that we never heard of and everything. So we really fight for our way to get to the top. I mean, you see all of our accomplishments, but it really starts from the bottom. Everyone from the past creating pathways for generation after generation to keep going in every way. So what we really want to do is just put our word out there, and also just for like also the deaf community with all the little boys and girls, like just know that there is a place for them. Like there is a home for them. The team is all about a community. Like it's literally like my home away from home. They're my family.
All we really want, truly, all we dream about and think about is comfortable clothes, right,
Yes.
Julie?
Yes.
I don't think people understand that. And at the end of the day, that's kind of priority number 1 for me.
It's kind of the only priority. Priority number 1 through 1,000.
Looking cute too, but like it's great, but it's not really the comfy clothes that I have. For me, is it's the most important thing in my day-to-day rotation.
Okay. Do you have their Vuori's Dream Knit Performance Jogger?
Yes.
Okay, because I have it in like 7 different colors. And
Same.
where do I even begin? Because 1, it's lightweight. 1, you can wear it to yoga. You could wear it running. You could wear it to beach volleyball. Yes, I play a lot of
Yes.
that, right? The
Yes.
fabric. I know
Yes.
you're a fabric gal.
Yes.
Abs. Feels like butter. Ugh.
Yes.
And so, I mean, and then what I just end up doing, because I think showering is overrated, you just stay in it all day. You stay in it all day. And it can even be your pajamas. It's that soft.
I think that's hilarious. I usually shower and then get into another pair of Vuori sweats. So that's
Okay.
that's my MO.
I don't.
All right, but Vuori is an investment in your happiness for sure. And for our listeners, they are offering 20% off your first purchase. Get yourself some of the most comfortable and versatile clothing on the planet at vuori.com/welcome to the party. That's VUORI.com/welcome facebook.com/welcome to the party. Exclusions apply. Visit the website for full terms and conditions.
Not only will you receive 20% off your first purchase, but you get free shipping on any U.S. orders over $75. And I like this because maybe it doesn't work out in the first go. You get free returns. So go to vuori.com/welcome to the party and discover the versatility of Vuori clothing. Exclusions apply. Visit the website for full terms and conditions.
When did you get affiliated with U.S. Soccer and start to get funding? And like, our listeners are active in the world and in the community, especially the women's sports world. And I would love to know like how our community can help yours and give as much support as we possibly can to your team, because this is such an incredible story.
It is incredible. I think we got under U.S. Soccer's umbrella the very end of 2022 or the beginning of 2023. It hasn't been that long. And it's the support's amazing. Like I was trying to learn how to manage the staff because I love managing the players. So now that's off the players' plate, like raising $6,000 to go play in your own Deaflympics, was extremely difficult, and then having to pay taxes on your gold medal on the way home just added salt to the wound.
What?
So it wasn't this time, but that has happened in the past.
Oh my gosh.
So now the best way to support is right now this is the one team. Like I am certain that this is the only deaf team for women's soccer. Not even Gallaudet University right now has a women's soccer team. So a lot of these players, the first time they've ever met another deaf person and been truly immersed into deaf culture and played deaf soccer, which is a completely different sport, is on this team. So when we have to find new players, they just get inserted into the full national team camp because there's no other avenue for them to play. Mm-hmm. So all these clinics the players, not me, the players have started to build these small communities of players that keep coming back to these clinics across the country. Kate Ward, part of USA DSA, that's now where all their fundraising is going to go, is to provide opportunities for young kids to play, and then hopefully that's their avenue for kind of a feeder program to keep the success and the culture. We can find the players that belong and that fit and that are good enough, or lift them up so that so many more have. So that would be the thing, is like that's where all the money now is going, is getting these kids, like a youth league. National team. Yeah, like a league, or like ODP teams. Used to be.
Yeah, some teams underneath. USA regional. Deaf Soccer Association, USA DSA, you said, is where what it is? Okay. Mm-hmm.
Kind of like we all tried out for like state teams. I was talking to Kate, and I'm like, we should just have regions where they could try out. The kids are also willing to travel. When they come to the clinics, they're flying in from all over. And they love it so much that we see a lot of the same kids. So just to be able to have an open tryout and identify kids and then create those youth teams so that there is a feeder program would be awesome.
Amy, you mentioned deaf soccer is so different. And so, Erin, I'm curious on just telling us what the rules are, because you do wear cochlear implants, right? Like for a podcast and when you're talking and communicating in normal life, I'm guessing. But when you're playing, you obviously cannot wear those, right? Can you explain some of the rules that are different?
So obviously, like in a normal world, I'll wear my hearing aids just so I can hear with like my club teams and everything. But when I go to...
Wait, what's the difference between hearing aids and cochlear implants?
With cochlear, I believe it's 100% deaf. But with me, I wear hearing aids. I have like 55 to 60 of deaf, so I can only hear a little bit when I take them out. And people that have cochlear implant, when they take them out, they can't hear at all.
Okay. Gotcha. Thank you.
Of course. So when I go to the team, we have to take them out at every time. Like when we go on the training field, we take them out just so the level field is like even, because we do have some people that are fully deaf. So when the people that have hard of hearing, we take them out. And then when we go to the tournaments, we take them out for all the games. And then I know Amy, for practices, like she likes us to take them out just so we like fully like immerse ourselves into the environment. Like you can't have them in the tournament. Like we got to learn to take them out and everything. And then with the refs, instead of having whistles, they use flags just so we can see. But everyone used like a universal sign. Like if you see something, like you put your hands up immediately, and everyone know that just means stop. So we just take out our hearing aids and then we just kind of just go play and just fully feel free because like we don't have to hear. We can just play the game that we love and everything. It's like a free thing to do because like when you're in the hearing world, you have to use your hearing aids, your cochlear, and it's just like really draining on your brain. So when you go to camp, you get to just relax the brain, just relax. You have like interpreters and everything. Like if you don't want to use your hearing aids, you don't have to. A lot of people can sign on the team.
And so that's how you, Amy and Joy, communicate with the girls. Do you have interpreters, or have you all learned a little bit of good old sign language?
We started with one volunteer interpreter, and just me not being deaf, I didn't realize even the players with the cochlear implants, how much they didn't rely on her as much. And it was more because there was less access. There's one person for 20 people plus staff. And then someone finally was like, you need more interpreters. So we found more interpreters, and all of a sudden people were looking beyond us. They're always looking, we're coaching, and they're like, what the? And then I always know when an interpreter shows up and they're like, we finally know what the heck is going on. So there are very few players and staff that can communicate with everyone freely. Like I keep saying, no one's getting exactly what they need, but everybody is getting a little of what they need, and that's kind of teamwork, right? And so they just figure it out. But I think the biggest difference in deaf soccer is there's problems. I mean, hey, Loudy Foudy, you try solving a problem without being able to communicate, right? Like a player running behind you. There's no. I mean, my best example of this, and I told the team one of the funniest 10 seconds in Japan was a new keeper that is not quite used to playing deaf soccer, but she was going to be starting. And an older keeper, veteran keeper, that was trying to help her, which is one, awesome teamwork, right? This is a player that's just taken her spot. And she's like yelling, and the players can't hear her. And I'm just happen to be in the back of the goal, and the older keeper goes, the veteran keeper goes, they can't hear you. And she goes, huh? They can't hear you. And she goes, I can't hear you. And she goes, they can't hear you. And she goes, they're not even listening to me. And I'm like, this is just pure gold. So times that by like 90-minute training session, and they just remain calm. Like you would be so frustrated that you're not getting everything right, and they just flip and figure it out.
Don't you remember our first training session? It was chaos.
Do tell.
We're like, okay, freeze. Freeze. We want
like freeze. Yeah,
they're not stopping.
Yeah, Joy covers her mouth because I'm like, the only sign I knew was like, do you understand? And I said that to every player. Do you understand? Do you understand? Because I knew that word. And Joy puts her hand over her mouth and goes, just move on. They're never gonna get it. And then the interpreter says, just move on. You're never. And I'm like, shut up. And she's like, I mean, it was like we were like the Keystone Cops.
On and on, and it was just. But we learned.
I had a friend who was deaf and hard of hearing, and her name is Tamika Catching. She's a legendary, I shouldn't say had. I have a friend, not past tense. Tamika Catching's legendary basketball player, played at Tennessee, USA basketball Hall of Famer, and she would talk about how. When she was playing and she couldn't hear, how much it helped her actually, because she had to be that much more aware. It's like you had to have eyes on the back of your head. I can imagine, Erin, that it helps you a bit in your soccer as well because you have to be so aware of everything around you. Is that true?
We can't hear behind us, so we wouldn't be able to know who's behind us. So we always have to keep our head on the swivel and just be like, okay, no one's coming, I can turn. But with the team, we also do sign language as well, like turn, pass the ball back like this, and just a way we're all very aware of our surroundings, and it makes it way easier when I go to with my clubs. I'm like, haha, I can do this better because I can actually see around me. And I do love Tamika Catching though. She is my favorite.
For Joy and Amy, how has this program changed you, and what was the decision to step away about?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. It's changed me a lot just to raise awareness about everything. Like, one, about the deaf culture, um, just about people and how kind they can be. And also even more validating about teamwork and how important a culture is to be successful, whether it's on a team or in a environment, whatever it is. The culture is huge and it's important, and everyone contributes to it. I'm very sad to leave, but I think it's kind of time. I think it's time for them to see and hear new ideas. I'll never leave it. I love them and will follow them. I'll be at the World Cup and they'll they'll push some buttons to help keep moving them forward because you
They're
gotta
stuck with you. I
hold
love
people
it.
accountable and stay on top of it to keep it moving forward. Otherwise, it won't. So just help them. I'll keep pushing.
Joy is right about what she's going to do as far as pushing things like having a world championship here in the U.S. and the rooms she gets into. Like, part of me thinks without anything they'll go, and the bid goes to the United States, and just because people are like, oh really, we are having it, and I'm like, no, we're not, but Joy keeps telling it to everyone. But I it has been, what started out as, yeah, I'll help you, it's kind of been the other way around. They've given me so much, and I got addicted to how I felt when I was with the team. I got hooked, and maybe it was because of how I felt when I was a player with you guys, and where it's just like there's nowhere else you'd rather be. People were like, "Oh, you've sacrificed when you were a player." I'm like, it didn't feel like it to me. Like, I know I missed my friends' weddings, and I'm sorry about that, but this was more fun for me, and this was more meaningful, and that's how I feel here. I didn't know what I needed, and I for some reason, it's time, because way back when we started this, it was like, what do you need? You need awareness and funding. So that was our goal all along. And with that, I've been given the feeling of what it's like to feel appreciated. These players, they show up for you. Like, they've shown up for me all the time, and I get to coach a team that is the team like it was when we played. Again, they didn't want to get off the field. They weren't afraid of making mistakes. What you get out of it is what you put into it. And when you pay for everything and you show up and you train on your own, you show up on the field and you're like, I didn't just do this for nothing. Let's go win the fucking thing. And so it's been really meaningful. And like I said, we get a lot of credit, but we didn't do it. It was the players. And when was the last time anything was truly player driven? Now with all the access and all the things that people get, like, these guys earned it, and it was really. I'm so grateful to be a part of it, and like I said, it is. They will be so happy to see something new and something fresh, and they deserve that as well. But I keep telling the players I'm sticky, so they can't get rid of me, and I'm excited for the new leadership. Right? I don't know how those guys hung on. Who knows, right?
We don't know yet.
Who knows? Okay. Yeah, but even players, like, I'm excited that the era that has kind of held on for dear life to get the team where they are and to get the funding, that they ended on such a high note. But I'm also excited for some players that, how you guys were on the team for so long, that there was probably some budding leaders that were just waiting for their chance, but it just wasn't their time yet. So I'm excited to see who sprouts up and takes the reins, and what a huge job that's going to be to keep this ship going in the way that it's been going. But yeah.
Yeah. Erin, what are you most excited about with this next era?
I'm just really excited about how the team will be able to be without them. I'm excited for the new adventure that we're going to have with the new coaches and everything. I am super sad that these two are leaving. They have been amazing. I'm super sad about Kate, Sid, and Emily leaving. Like, they have been a true leadership on and off the field, always being there for us at any time of the day, always putting out the word like, hey, we have this team, come support us, everything. Like, always being that person for us, for networking, for connections. Like, I'm going to miss that, but I'm also super excited, like, for the new era with all the new players coming in, all of our young ones. Like, I'm excited to see the role that they take on, and just us, like, our new veterans now, like me and a couple of the younger ones that were like the younger kids. Now we're like kind of the older kids. I'm super excited for us to see like how we will immerse ourselves into the new environment that we will be going into. But it will be a little sad. First camp into the new year will be a little sad. We won't get to see Amy and Joy being together, having fun the whole time, just cracking jokes with us, making it such a fun environment to go into.
Well, you will be stuck with them, though, Erin. As they said,
Yes,
you're
will.
not getting rid of Amy and Joy, nor the two of us groupies in Abby and Jules. You're going to have that consistency to look forward to. All right, we're going to get on the bandwagon for a Deaf World Cup in USA 2031. Let's go. We're on that bandwagon.
Let's go.
And Erin, tell the new group as well that we are here to support and to help and to do anything we can to help with your amazing team.
Good luck. You're going to do great.
Yeah.
I know that Amy and Joy will always be there for you. Let's go.
Let's go.
You explain that to them? I didn't explain them.
Video. They were all like, "Oh my gosh!" It was a great surprise by the coaches. And at the end, you guys were like, "Let's go!" And we're like, "Let's go!"
Yeah. We sent a video in to for the Deaflympics, and we were all at an event for NWSL Championship weekend. It was at Danielle Slayton's house, so it was Abby and me and Slayton and
Cindy Cohn, Leslie Osborne, Brandy Chastain.
Yeah, Brandy, Leslie. It was all of us. Lori Fair. So it was a slew, and we learned that it's your palm and you're swiping off of it is "Let's go." So we sent a video to them as well.
It was awesome.
Yeah,
There might have been a lot.
You guys brought home the gold, so well done.
There might have
We're
been a
so
lot
proud
of that
you.
going on at the karaoke nights. So yeah, after.
Let's
so.
go. I do love that usually every event I get a karaoke video from Joy and Amy and the team after they've won. I did not get one from Tokyo this year, Joy. You're failing. You're failing
On
me.
its way.
Okay.
On its way.
Well, thanks you guys so much for coming on. We truly appreciate it, and we're going to gather whatever kind of information we can to share with our listeners so that they can stay educated, informed about all the goings-on of the Deaflympics team, your team, Team USA, and good job. We're so proud of you. You did well. Great job,
Thank
Erin.
you. Thanks for help supporting and spreading the word. You'd be shocked how a little goes such a long way. So thank you.
Thank you.
Always. Oh, that was great.
Jules.
So fun.
I mean, come on. Like, we need to get more informed. I'm so glad that U.S. Soccer is now a part of this,
Right.
this organization and the team. And I think it's actually really cool what Joy and Amy have done. Obviously, the players, come on. Like, I want to have more of the players on.
Yeah.
I just feel so inspired.
Yeah. And they really were the drivers in so many ways, as Amy and Joy kept giving them credit for, which you love to see. Like, they've built this brick by brick, literally, from the ground up. And I can't wait what's going to happen in this next phase. It'll be fabulous. It will be.
Bring the World Cup to the U.S.
Yes.
Let's just like start embedding it in
Yeah.
our people's minds.
Yeah, it will happen.
Yeah.
If you build it, they will come. Okay, don't forget to subscribe to the Welcome to the Party YouTube channel. Click that little bell icon so you get updates on when our episodes are up and running. We would greatly appreciate that.
And if you wouldn't mind taking a few seconds, and we would really appreciate it. Rate, leave a comment, and subscribe. We read all the comments on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. And be sure to follow us on TikTok and Instagram at Welcome to the Party Show, where Julie, Billy, and I will bring the party straight to your feed. Thank you so much, Kate Diaz, for our theme music. We love you so much. Jules, bring in the pause. Here we go. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3.
Ooza, ooza, ooza. Ah!
Welcome to the Party is an independent production brought to you by Treat Media. Treat Media makes art for humans who want to stay human. Silver Tribe is our production partner, and you can also watch our full conversations on the Welcome to the Party YouTube channel and follow us at Welcome to the Party Show on Instagram and TikTok.
Party people, the party is officially